All right, let's talk about fighter of the year. And I'll kind of talk about who's the pound for pound number one fighter right now. The second half of the video. In my opinion, fighter of the year is Terrence Crawford. I understand now you knew you defended, his lineal belt 4 times in a year, and that hadn't been done since Larry Holmes. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Even the person that's the average in the box community, that's an average Anayu Nuyue fan, most of them guys become fans of the smaller fighters for the simple fact that they tired of seeing fighters. They started seeing fighters that they don't like dominate the upper weight classes. And, for the most part, they wouldn't be fans if the guys that they like dominated the upper weight classes, okay? And that's just the honest truth, right? So they would never even look down there. Most casuals don't even care. They don't even care about the smaller weight classes. What are you tiptoeing for, bro? You see this light that's about to be it gotta be a woman. Oh my God, bro. It's just God didn't make common sense on the road, bro. He really did not. Not out in the suburbs. But what are you blowing your fucking horn for? What's wrong with these people, bro? But yeah, for the most part, they would never care about those lower weight classes if the guys they liked were dominating the weight classes that actually matter. I'm telling you that right now. And so I'm not saying he don't deserve it, but when they started to turn on him, he just beat a prospect. Who did he beat? What's so funny is when people start talking about who did people beat, when we say that about some of the guys y'all put on the pound for pound list, we really don't get no answer. Y'all really try to evade the answer. It's the craziest shit in the world. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really be avoiding the answer. But to me, it's Terrence Crawford. Usyk, I like, spectacular fashion he beat Dan Du Bois in. I don't know if he had another fight last year. But Nuyue, you can't ignore defending the lineal title 4 times, not 4. Remember on the watch, 4. 4. He did not register. If anybody's seen the movie to watch. What is kid strong? So to me, Crawford, I think the upper hill climb he had, the year layoff, going up 2 or 3 weight classes. Going up 2 or 3 weight classes. I think he really had. I really think he had a big uphill battle. It was the event of the year. It was the upset of the year. He virtually climbed 2 or 3 weight classes to make it happen. Ultimately, I really don't think it's any other competition that's around. Benavidez. What are you doing? God damn, bro, these people cannot drive out here, bro. I be telling you, man. Oh my goodness, dog. I see why road rage exists. Because everybody in the world is in such a rush to go absolutely nowhere. What are you rushing for? And they put these little fucking dumbass ducks in the front of their Wrangler, fucking cornballs. Terrible fucking car, by the way, too. But yeah, I just think clear cut. It's Terrence Bud Crawford. Clear cut is Terrence Bud Crawford. So I don't really see nobody really fading them. All it took was one fight. You know what I'm saying? You can have 4 good fights, but doesn't amount to one major fight. I would love to have seen him be more active in the twilight of his career. And you see Roger Mayweather used to try to preach that to Floyd, say, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up. You got to pick up the activity as you get older. And I think most people don't realize that as you get older, your activity level has to jump. If you ain't never been in the gym, been in the gym. If you ain't, if CrossFit is your thing, you just got to try the new things that may just keep your body in motion. Maybe basketball, maybe tennis, maybe pickleball, maybe speed walking, it may be jogging, it may be running, it may be just practicing with your kids' track and field team. But once you start getting older, whether it's 18 to 25, in the college world, the freshman, what is they call it? The freshman 10, the freshman 20 pounds, probably 30 pounds now with all this bullshit food they feeding us. You got to be active. You got to be active from, a lot of, working out changes your blood. It changes your blood structure. I mean, even if it's just getting a high energy dog and that falling you into, you got to keep your body in motion. That's what's going to stave off the bad cells, the cancer cells. That's what you got to do. Especially for a lot of y'all guys that want to enjoy y'all golden years. And believe it or not, you really, the start of your prime as a man don't start until you're 35. That's when you start getting some money. So you want to be fairly healthy then. So from 35 to 60, 65, those are the years. Those are the years when guys start figuring it out. Don't believe that's a new thing where they say, well, men are really on the biological clock. Bullshit. Don't believe that bullshit they be saying. They try to do anything to shame men. But yeah, you want to find something to just keep you in motion, bro. Not just, especially if you're a job that's sitting and all that shit changes your pelvic floor, your pelvic floor muscles and all that type of stuff where you start having premature ejaculation or you stop being able to get erections and shit like that. Yeah, all that, when you sit all that and and maybe you might, be a mechanic or you might, be somebody that do a job where you bend and twist and welding. All that fucks up them pelvic floor muscles, the hip muscles. So you want to start make sure you do Pilates or you find some type of stretches. I fucked my shit up when I popped my sacrum. So I had to start doing pelvic floor. I used to be laughing at niggas doing hip thrusts and shit like that. Now I'm the nigga that's doing them. Kegels, pelvic floor. I'm pretty much all the same shit. Hip thrust, stretching those, working those hip flexors and all that shit is very vital to your reproduction organs and to your vitality. So yeah, don't forget that. But yeah, Crawford to me was the fighter of the year. And then if you want to talk about pound for pound right now, it's TBA. I feel like, you can put Canelo back there if you want to, but it's TBA. It's up for grabs. It's like when you in the middle of a basketball court and the game about to start and they throw the ball up, who gonna grab it? And I do think, a fighter really below 147 pounds is hard for them to be the pound for pound number one. And below 147, it's hard for guys to be pound for pound champion. Just think historically, the last real, Manny Pacquiao didn't start being considered pound for pound until he started doing what he did at welterweight. De La Hoya, right around welterweight. Trinidad, right around welterweight. Roy Jones, he started off at 54, became a champion or title holder at 60, became the guy at 68, became the guy at 75. So a lot of times, you ain't even eligible to be pound for pound unless you 47 and above for the simple fact, or not outside of heavyweight, because heavyweights can be pound for pound. Because, they don't, the most casuals and most people don't even recognize the, a bit, above, my brother got him a snow butter, but I don't even recognize nothing below 47 because they say they don't hurt each other. They too small. That's the casual opinion on smaller weight class. So really, to be the face of boxing, it mostly started at, really to be pound for pound, it should really start at 147 pounds. Just using the rule of thumb. And that's going to be controversy to a lot of people, but talk to people. Go look at the last pound for pound people. Don't nobody really, what's the biggest pay-per-view that ever been done outside of 147 pounds? You know what I'm saying? Think about it for a minute. The majority of people, even in the boxing community, don't give a fuck about them small motherfuckers down there. They don't really start to get they juice until they come up to 47. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real. Hagler, Duran, 60. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's just the God honest truth. And I know people may not like it, but really to be eligible to be at least to be pound for pound number one, you got to at least be 147 and above. To at least be the pound for pound face of boxing, top three, top five. Real talk. And I know people gonna say that, but right now it's TBA. You know, ain't nobody grabbed the bull by the horns. Right now it's TBA. So yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think, man, about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link tree. You can find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.